Okay, what's good everyone? It's AB here. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can make more money, something like this $100 bill, how we can make more of this. And this is something you probably might want 10 of, 100 of, or 1,000 of, right? It's not digress. Everyone wants however they want, how much they, however much they want. Now, by any means, I'm only flashing this in order to keep your attention, right? To keep your attention span locked and dialed. But I am no millionaire. I am no financial free preacher, guru, or whatever. Just gonna show you how you can make more money and how you can make more of that bill. If you watch this video, I'm gonna show you how you can use AI to work in your favor and to stop doing most of the tiring shit, bothersome shit that you don't want to do anymore. Something that I've been working on for the past couple of months and just literally just putting my head down, working on it relentlessly every single day. So after all this time, I can basically tell you what you need to work on and what you don't need to really work on, and don't really spend so much time on AI and waste your time. So let's get right into the video. First things first, what we're gonna need is obviously Claude or Perplexity. Now, Perplexity it could be a good alternative because you never run out of limits, and you can still use Sonnet 5.0, which is lucky you just dropped yesterday. Now, obviously, Sonnet is pretty fucking good. 5.0, it is on par with Opus, and Opus 4.8 is the officially released strongest model by Anthropic that is right now in play. Obviously, Fable is coming tomorrow. It'll be released tomorrow again, but it's been taken down. You don't worry about that. Fable is the strongest. Mythos and Fable is the strong are both the strongest. So for now, we're going to be using Sonnet 5.0, which is the new strongest, right? It's the available strongest. The other ones you pay per credit. Don't mess your head too much. I'm not trying to show you that I know too much, but bear with me. I'm just trying to give you as much information as humanly possible. Perplexity could be better if you're not going to be coding. Obviously, it doesn't handle. Now, it doesn't really handle context as good as Claude does, 100%. It just uses the model. It just uses Sonnet 5.0 as the model, and the context and everything is built within Perplexity. So it's just using Claude to fire off a little bit. But it's pretty good still. I'm not saying it isn't. It's pretty good. So I'm going to show you really quickly what it looks like. So you open Perplexity, you purchase the Pro. You purchase the Pro subscription. Afterwards, you might be given some computer credits. Don't worry about that. It's dumb. You don't need it. You hit search, and yeah. Now here's the available modules. You have Perplexity's module, GPT 5.4, which is also paid, Gemini Pro, Claude Sonnet 5.0 also got released just now, and yeah, that's all you're going to be really using. And there's the others. You don't bother yourself too much with them. So you're going to be using this to basically ideate, right? It's the most important thing. We're going to need to be able to ideate, and best way we can do this is that you go ahead, go to space, create a space, and just create a project file where everything is native and it works in one space. You need to basically let your AI have the persona, and the instructions to be carried around in one project file in order for you to like not mess things up, or in order for it to not bring shit up that you don't need. That's the best way to work with it with Perplexity. However, if you're somebody that really wants to spend money and start digging into Claude, I can tell you from here, I've purchased the Max, I've purchased the Pro membership, and I can tell you Pro is pretty good for what you want to do. Max is very AI savvy. If you're not AI savvy just yet, you can stick to Perplexity. If you're not, then you can definitely use Claude in here. Obviously, it's going to be different. You're going to be working with, I basically work with my Obsidian. It's a folder I have on my desktop, and it just works locally and on GitHub, pushes here and there. So I prefer, obviously I'm not biased, but I prefer Claude. If you want to work with Claude, beautiful. Let's get on with it. Anyway, first thing I need you to understand is that there is something called the market. You need to be as water, you need to flow like water, you need to understand, and you need to be adaptable, right? Market keeps changing, and if you're someone that doesn't have that big of an authority to set trend lines, then you're only allowed to obey and copy and paste. Okay? So without further ado, I'm gonna show you how we can actually look for videos, look for competitors. If you're somebody that is an e-com market, if you're in an e-com niche, if you're a dropshipping niche, if you're in TikTok shop, if you're in trading, day trading, whatever that could be. If you're in any make money online space, then you can definitely go ahead and just take exactly what I'm about to show you, because it's pasted down there. You can just take it and play around with it until you find your tone, basically. Let's not get into that just yet. So yeah, You need to first of all develop your unique edge. Your money will be made through content. As a coach or as a content creator, you have to create content, and it's a non-negotiable. You might have the best system, you might have the best mechanism, you might have best everything, but if people don't know about it, then it's quite useless. What's the point of it, right? So yeah, very simply, I'm going to show you. First thing is how we can analyze the market. And by analyzing market, just finding what's really working on YouTube, what's really working on Instagram. But we're mainly going to be working on YouTube. Instagram could also be the same process. Please be smart about this and go ahead and replicate it yourself. I don't need to talk too much about Instagram. There's a lot of videos to talk about. I might make another video, but not for now. Third thing is the funnel. I don't want you to worry too much about funnels. I don't want you to think too much about what is I mean, to explain to you what a funnel is basically you get traffic on your video. You need to take that traffic and not just let it slip out of nowhere. You don't want people clicking in and out your video without doing something. So something called funnel, where they're, they walk through stages where they get more knowledgeable with you, and then obviously they become a customer eventually because you're creating content that is educational, that is set around the business. It's not entertainment. It's not entertaining content. You're not Mr. Beast. So that's what a funnel is. And a funnel could come in multiple forms. It can be in a form of a VSO, it could be in a form of a webinar, it could be in a form of a profile funnel, it can be in a mix of all three, but that's just for you not to worry too much about. So yeah, the funnel, obviously, there's always a safe bet to set your back on, and there's always the OG that never dies, which is the VSL funnel, the landing page funnel that is always under the YouTube video. So I'm going to show you a good example on that, how you can create something like that for yourself as well. And it's with AI, right? So you don't have to worry too much. You don't need to hire someone to create it for you. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. With AI, it's pretty much doable. Number 4, obviously, when they get down the funnel, they're going to become customers. And then how you can deliver to these people. This is something definitely up to you, right? If you want to learn about it, or if you have a way. But obviously some of these coaches that are now in the markets, they're really fucking trash. I don't know what they're doing. Sorry for the language, but it's just facts, right? People really don't know what they're doing. They think they do, they don't. And then this is the most important bit, which is retention, right? You need to keep retaining these people. I'm going to talk about each and every single one of them, but I'm going to add a very quick note. I'm just going to add this, and that basically translates to case study, right? This is something very major, obviously. And content repurposing, this is something that we want to be talking about as well. So first thing, we're going to use Claude and Perplexity to help us find. So if you're an ecom, or if you're a trader, or if you have a dropshipping store, or if you teach people how to do dropshipping, if you're any of those at all, here is, first of all, something I've prepared, I personally use. It's where you take a YouTuber, you find, before obviously we find their channels, there's this right here, but once we find their channels, we take 3 to 4 to 5 to maybe all their channel, all the videos, take the transcripts and send it to Perplexity, and just hit it with this prompt, fill in the blanks, and it will give you exactly the profile that you're dealing with, and then tell it to cross-reference with what you want to do, and boom, you create your unique you just slap your unique mechanism, you follow the same pattern until you become big enough, and then you start setting trend lines. You become a trendsetter, basically. Here's another one where you study the creator. Feel free to pause the video, take everything in here. I'm not going to be giving you any of this because I've already given you everything in here. Second thing is the titles, right? So these are the titles that really work in the space, and these are the titles that work for people that are selling info, and they're making anywhere from 10 grand to 100 grand to 500 grand. And these titles are the best in here. Now the thumbnails, I don't want you to worry too much about thumbnails. You can AI generate them with Codex, with Gemini, I wouldn't prefer Claude, but you could use Gemini and Codex for this, or GPT-5, 5.5, the best out there. And yeah, pretty much it. All right, let's put it to the test. I'm gonna take a subject. I'm gonna say an ecom, right? Let's just work on ecom. So here we have Formula A. What I did, figure, time frame, emotional kicker. So I made 100K trading in 6 months after treating it like a job. My Amazon store hit 40K a month with one product. Still shocked. We can literally copy any of these and see if we get any luck. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead over here, not here. Whoops. Yeah, so something pretty big. Anyway. You'll find a lot of people in here, and you're gonna find videos that go very well with what you want to create. Okay, and this is something you want to follow for yourself. This is something you want to start creating for yourself. Holy fuck. You, all right. Some of them might not be good. Some of these might not be good. So you just check. You look obviously at everything. Here's a video for 5 months ago. A video is never invalidated because of the amount of views it has. If anything, right now we're working on a micro niche, building a micro niche YouTube channel where you don't want everybody, you just want a specific group of people. You take those people, you solve their problem, they pay you their money. That's the best way to do it. And that's how you become a leader in your industry, right? Is you become a leader because you don't just start talking about stocks. No, you start niching down, niching down, niching down, niching down. Talk about this one thing. You get a lot of people that want to learn more about this thing and they're already struggling in this thing. Show them how you fix it, show them how you made so much money out of it, and fix their problems, and then start repurposing the content, get all these case studies, get more eyes into it, and then it'll be the next big thing. So that's basically how it is, right? Let's find a better video. I'll try this one out. This is AI Slop, obviously. You're gonna find a lot of people that might be just like posting random videos, but let's just go with this one. This one seems to be the safest. You're gonna find a lot of gurus. You're gonna take some of these guys, take their videos, and then, for example, I'm gonna take this guy's video. It's 4 months ago. He's pretty good in his industry, definitely, to get 300K. But here's one I like to use the most. Here's how I made. You put $ trading and just copy me. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy as our. Obviously, this is not gonna be a research video, so we're gonna make sure that you understand the example. You can feel free to fuck around with the title to match an SEO. But I'm gonna take this guy as an example. I'm gonna run through exactly what he does. His video is pretty natural. There's a Miro board. He doesn't do anything crazy, right? He just shows you then the charts and he shows you how he does it. First, he talks about the mechanism, then he shows it in practice, and then he ends the video with a case study testimonial showing you how he made his students that much money and how much he's changed their lives and everything. And then eventually you're gonna be more interested. You're gonna click on his description. You're gonna see, want to know what hybrid trading actually is, which is his unique mechanism. And how I use AI powered tools to trade, apply here. To get taken here, you're gonna get taken to a landing page, and there's a VSL. That's the safest thing ever you can do for a funnel, right? The funnel is not to be complicated as much as this. So here's a headline, here's the video, and then there's this video hosted by Wistia. As you can see over here, it's gonna be a 10-minute VSL. This is basically how you do it. And then there's a type form embedded within this. Type form is like a tally where you just answer a questionnaire, sends where you put your first name, last name, email, phone number, and everything, and you answer a couple of questions. If you're qualified, it takes you to a landing page, another landing page where you book a call. If you're not qualified, they'll tell you fuck off, we'll talk to you later. And this page was built on Claude, I think. Looks like it's been built on Claude. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. As you can see, show more wins, and it shows you a lot of wins in here, a lot of testimonials in here. And that's basically how it is, right? So here's how we can replicate this guy. We're gonna go ahead and go on YouTube transcripts. This is a website I use personally, it's pretty good. I'm gonna copy this video, press Ctrl V, get the free transcript, and I'm gonna get a few more videos out of him, but I'm just gonna hit copy in here. Right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit copy. We're gonna go on to Perplexity. I'm gonna go ahead and before I hit the enter button, I'm gonna go back to the Miro board and we'll go over to one of these prompts. So we wanna, here's your building a creator profile for a prospect. Postify is about to create outreach and conversion assets for it. So this is something you create for outreach if you're an operator watching this, obviously. Right, we have this one. This is the one that we want to study the tone and know everything about the person. We're gonna go ahead and copy this, press this, Ctrl V, and then you're gonna simply just Adobe FX and produce a creator profile, right? So we're just gonna wipe some of these things. You might not need some of those things, but obviously the more the merrier. And then paste this in. We're gonna go ahead and take the transcript that we just got, slap it in here. What this will basically do, it will summarize everything that you fucking need to know about the video. And you can obviously AI generate it in a way. I've got it here basically where I hope I don't need to edit this video much because I really don't want to edit anything. But if I click on this person and I go over to their, not private notes, but if I go over auto ingest transcripts, I can just get the transcripts from all their like 3 videos. I can hit pull transcripts against their videos and against the transcripts. Sorry, said that way too many times. Take all of them and I slap them into Perplexity, and then I get this, and then I slap them back in here, and it's just a back and forth of learning more about the creator, right? We want to learn more about creators in order for us to create our own unique mechanism through the market. And here, so it's ready basically. Here's a video transcript. Be like, here is a video transcript. You're gonna wait for a little bit. Obviously, you have to be patient. And there we go. It's just kind of is way too simple. Now, obviously, one video is not gonna be enough, right? You need to paste as many videos as you can, and then ask it to build you a library. So I'm not gonna really do too much except for just walk you through theory. I know you're listening. I want you to be very attentive. You're gonna be creating a library following this same method. Do it for 3 to 4 creators. Do that, and then go ahead and just tell it exactly what you do. Be like, okay, this is a research conducted on what I want to start. I want to start making videos like these guys. My unique mechanism is this. What questions do you have for me? And then it asks you questions. You start developing your own unique mechanism. One big ass advice: do not generate or write copy or sorry, do not script the video, right? You need to sit in front of the camera. You need to actually just yap. You need to study these guys, like genuinely. You need to understand how YouTube videos are created in a way to convert people. You need to sit down. You need to listen to how these guys speak, work on your speech, work on everything that is needed in order for you to start getting these conversions, and in order for you to start making more of these videos. Talk your heart, right? You don't need to be too crazy. Obviously, you need to not be too crazy. You don't need to like be saying some shit you might get canceled for, but we don't really care. It's the business space. Nobody gives a fuck in here. But anyway, this is exactly how you do it. And then it gives you a whole profile, a whole persona and everything. And voila, that's it. If you want to do it with Claude, be my guest. It's way better. If you want to use Claude and Perplexity together, you're even doing better and better. Better than everybody else, at least. I've given you a couple of prompts in here. That should be more than enough, and really nothing to be overcomplicated. You're going to be creating more videos that are top of funnel, create more videos that are middle of funnel, and republish it on Instagram. You're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do that. After you do everything with repetition, you'll get better, and that's that, right? That's it. Now, we want to build a landing page. How do we build a landing page? I'm going to show you 2 good examples. This is the first good example, right? Give this to Claude, or just give this, just give this to, I'm not going to show you how we do it in Claude, but it's very simple. Take this page, Control C it, go into Claude, press Control V, and tell it, I need you to replicate this landing page design for me. I'm not going to use it because I'm not trying to kill my credits because I still have work to do. Replicate this landing page design for me with the information that I have about me. And that's when we go back into Perplexity. Take all the information that I told you just about what to create, what to make, your achievements, your successes, if you have any clients, clients you've worked with before, anything. Take that, ask it to give it to you as a markdown file. Ask it to give you it as a markdown file. You take the markdown file, you go ahead, you just paste it here, and boom, that's it. You created a landing page. Now, the design and the skin is not going to be the same. So here's another caveat. If you'd like to really take things to another level, go into Codex, right? You go into Codex, you give it the same instructions, or you just copy paste this, go over here, you ask it. I think I've probably made better landing pages with Codex, but the instructions and the thinking was all done by Opus, which is Claude, and it literally gets you a very, very near, not exact, but a very near and kind of exactly what you're looking for, and it's sufficient. You don't need to think too much about the problem. You don't need to think too much about the design. You need to think more about the VSL. One more thing, because I'm such a nice guy, I'm gonna show you how to write your VSL, and I'm gonna give you the command right here, and it's just by click of a button. It's gonna be, there we go. VSL script, copy it. So our VSL script, obviously I don't really give a fuck to show anything in here because it just demonstrates competence. I'm pretty competent. So I'm gonna press Control V. Now, because I might be a dickhead, but I don't want to be a dickhead, no. I don't know why. This is a prompt you can feel free to use. This writes exactly, gives you exactly how to write a VSL. Right, this is a personalized outreach asset. We use it as an outreach asset, but this is exactly what you could be using just to like write a VSL, right? With all the information that you have about yourself, with the story that you provide the AI, go ahead and write this and just record it and then just slap it on the landing page. There, you got it. And then you're gonna need a Typeform. Go create a Typeform account. Not that hard. Create a Typeform account. So subscribe to it. Pretty important that you get the membership because you get more applicants. And yeah, just set up the questions, copy some sort of questionnaire on YouTube, and you're good to go. Now, obviously, after you're done creating the landing page, you need to track it, right? And tracking it is important as well. If you're using Go High Level, it should be nice, should be sufficient. If you're using Close CRM, it should be nice and sufficient. If you're using Zapier, it's even better and better if you know how to use Zapier. It's not that hard to use Zapier. Obviously, look up some tutorials on YouTube. But I feel like this video is just like more theoretical of me just giving you a pat on the back, telling you it's not really that hard, but only the difficulty only lies in the consistency, nothing else. So you go ahead. I wrote Zapier. Zapier is probably king in this one, and you're gonna need to keep track of it. And obviously, if this seems too overwhelming for you, my IG is down below. You know, go ahead and DM me, and I'll create everything for you, and we can charge you a shit ton of money as well. It's not for free, but we have results. Anyway, that's not bitch. That's it. You create your landing page. You're done with your landing page. Here's a very nice landing page as well for my friend Mason. He's created something like this, very beautiful. As you can see, the VSO in here talking exactly about what he does for 47 minutes. Holy shit. And I guess by 47 minutes, if you don't buy, then you're a dickhead if you watch all 47 minutes. But it is an educational free training video. Obviously, you can, if you need more information about how to create VSLs, you can watch Jeremy Haynes on YouTube. Pretty awesome guy. He's probably like the king of it all at this point. And then, as you can see, here's the Typeform. I'm not gonna fill it in. I've already funnel hacked him. I'm not gonna do much, but you can funnel hack him yourself. I don't really care. Just go through everything and you choose. You understand the questions. Take screenshots of the questions of each stage. Tell it to Claude. Tell it, yo, I am an e-com, and tell me what kind of questions I need. I understand this about this point, and use your experience to make better questions, right? Because when you're first starting out, I know when you first started out, you didn't know shit about fuck, so you went ahead and you had a lot of questions. You didn't know where to start. You were maybe at this level, maybe you were here, you were up there. You never know. So yeah, do this and be thoughtful and be proactive about it. Don't be reactive. Don't be like, oh no, how did that go over my head? Don't do that. It's not good. So yeah, after you create a Typeform and you embed the Typeform, which is all made by AI, right? You don't need to do anything crazy. Everything is within AI. When you tell it to replicate this page, it goes ahead and replicates this page word for word, right? It's gonna then ask you to embed your Typeform. You embed your Typeform. That's it. Pretty simple. And then number 3 is testimonials. You'd love to have. I would love to have a landing page with like nothing but infinite scrolling, like as you can see down here. Like if you look at my mouse, look to the right. If you see down here, if I can just like scroll all the way down with just a shit ton of testimonials, it's exactly the kind of landing page you want, right? And a solid VSO and a solid headliner kills it, gets the best of all the worlds. This guy is a B2C. He's very heavy on B2C. Mason is more like B2C, kind of ish, trying to get more operators in. But this guy is working with like 9 to 5ers, people that are struggling with their day-to-day life, just trying to find something to make more money of without being too basically hands-on and everything. So yeah, as you can see, same structure, nothing too different. This is how you do it. This is how you create it. And yeah, pretty much it. That's for which part? This is for, so we talked about how to analyze the market. We talked about how to basically create your funnel, what funnel you should be using as a starter, how to collect money. Collecting money is by having a Calendly. So we need to go ahead and also, once they've answered the set of questions, you book them in, you offer them, you know, I'm just gonna hack Mason, sorry. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start clicking on stuff. Are you currently working with clients? No, I've never had a client before. Okay, how much do you want to be making in 2025? 50K. All right, ooh, this guy wants to make a lot of money. Give me your contact. Oh, Jane. 07400 123 456, and then test at pleasedelete.com. Boom. What's your Instagram? Test. What is your monthly revenue? 5 to 10K. Just trying to basically get whatever gets me to the booking page. Tell me exactly where you're looking to work with me one-on-one. You're just handsome. How much capital do you have to invest into your info business? So this is the question that most likely sets people off. It's a distinguisher. So if you answer, if you're broke, it won't book you. If you aren't, and if you seem rich, you will book your ass. I have multiple 4 figures to invest, but may need to split it up. Well, let me choose this one. Your application has been approved. It takes you to a third page, which is a thank you page, and it walks you through exactly what to do and what to expect and everything. So you need to watch this video because you're gonna get asked about this video on the sales call. Did you watch the application video? That's basically how the sales teams work. So you have the roadmap call, as you can see, 45 minutes, and you pick and choose. You select the time. This is all within Typeform, okay? And this could also be a cal.com embed, which is, you can use 2 things. Listen closely. You can use Calendly. You can use cal.com. I prefer cal.com. You can also use Calendly. These 2 are amazing. Cal.com is a better free alternative. Calendly is obviously better when you pay for it. Pretty much it. Solve your problem. You ask Claude how to install it into your page. You install it, and then, yeah, pretty much it. Select a time, and you put more information. Now, this is go high level. My fault. I think this is go high level. So you obviously fill it again, fill in your details, and they're going to be hammered with emails. You know, the onboarding email. You're going to get welcomed and nice to have you here and all that stuff. And then, yeah. You get a phone number. You're going to put your phone number in case you get an SMS or in case you need to get called before to get reminded to show up on the call. So that's pretty important. And this is something you need to hire salespeople for. Or not really, you can take care of it, but it's quite troublesome because an info business isn't really just about creating content. It goes well and beyond. And again, if this seems overwhelming, my IG is down below. So you do this and you try to learn as many aspects as you possibly can. You create this, boom, done. And that's a meeting schedule. And then you're going to have to close the meeting. And how you close the meeting is that you need to have a script. Look up a script. Ask Claude to fetch you a script. I'm not going to give you a script. But if I would basically give you a sales advice is diagnose. And if there is a problem you can fix, pitch him the offer. Pitch him basically how you can, or just tell him exactly how you can help him. And I'm not going to teach you how to objection handle, but pretty simple. Diagnose. If you can help him, help him. If you can't, don't help him. Pretty simple. Give him the price. If he's okay with the price, if he's not okay, offer him to split it up. You can use WAP payments. You can use fan bases. You can use Stripe to split up the payments, and that's it pretty much. Yeah, most often than not, people love splitting their payments for 3 to 6 months to 12 months, depending if their Klarna allows it or not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've said that's pretty much it so many times. One more thing to know, actually. I think WAP payments is probably like better, but it takes the most, like tax wise. It takes about like 14% or 7% in processing payment. So you could be losing some money on there. But if you know somebody that can wire directly, that's a lot of money saved. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, one more time. That's it for collecting the money. I think this section we've collected the money. Now we need to deliver. Delivering the service could be very simple. You go ahead again and you go on Claude. You ask him exactly what kind of structure do you need to build for if it's a high ticket one-on-one, it's gonna be pretty simple. All you're gonna do is hop on calls, walk them through exactly a structure that you build with Claude. Be like, okay, now it's time for create a deliverable. I do all these things obviously, but I'm just trying to basically give you like that pat on the back, letting you know you can do this with just me telling you exactly what to do. This is something from me, like just telling you how to use AI. You go ahead, you go on Claude over here, you ask it to help you build a sequence, right, for 6 months or 3 months, whatever the time it takes for the customer or your clients to finish their learning phase until they graduate and become more hands-on. So for trading, usually we used to make it 6 months to 3 months, and it used to be one call a week and one weekly group call with other people in the space, other people within the basically the bot. We give them a one-on-one session and then a weekly group session with everybody else in that group. And if there was a lot of people, I would say 10 per weekly. So I'd say per week there's going to be 3 weekly group calls. If there was 3 sections, you have 10 sections per each, because you don't want to deal with 40 people at once. You'd rather give your time to 10 people at each time increment for 1 to 2 hours a day, and that's it really. You just answer the questions and you just teach them something, and it's going to be mainly a call to answer questions, because that's when people genuinely benefit the most. Like I benefited the most personally when I was hopping on calls and asking people questions directly. I did not care about no breakdowns. I do not give a fuck about anything, because I have questions that I want answered before I can move on. That is the most important thing. And then that's it. You get the success cases, whoever succeeded with you. Take that, record with them a video, take that video, go ahead and slap it on YouTube. After you slap it on YouTube, repurpose it, put it on Instagram, post a story on it, post a lot of things on it, talk about exactly how Eric joined me when he was making $0 and he was eating scrapes from the floor and he was doing this, and now I look at him, he's made 10 grand a month out of nowhere with just this funded account that he uses. And use my funded here. If you want more funded accounts, here's the code, and here's the prop firm that I work with. You can use shit like this obviously more often than not, but it's basically how you do it, right? You can the thing is with this video is that I cannot genuinely, like, I need to prepare so much, and I don't really want to prepare so much because I feel like I can tell it to you, and you're somebody that's probably smart, that can understand basic human language and follow along. Take this video's transcript, even if you want, send it to Claude, be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Just break down exactly what he said and help me just digest all of it. Trust me, if you take this video that I'm recording, give it to Claude or give it to Perplexity, ask it to summarize it, or ask it to use my prompt that I just given you right now, be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? That's gonna give you each and every single step of everything that I just told you. It's not hard. Use your mind and let Claude do all the heavy lifting. You don't have to do much, except for recording content. Okay. That's pretty much it, right? So again, we all want to make monies. We all want to make hundreds of these. I want to make probably 1 million of these. That would make me a yeah, I'll be sitting on $100 million. But anyway, that's pretty much it, I think. What is left? Retention. I just talked about retention. Case study, you get it. You talk more about it. That's it. You talk more about exactly how you did it, and you start running ads. You start getting more people through by using your case studies, using your success. Whatever the fuck you get, this thing that you get, if it's a client success, if it's a testimonial, if it's somebody glazing you, dick writing, whatever it is, post it. Put it on story, put it on reels, make a reel about it, make a YouTube video about it, interview him, bring him, get referrals out of them, out of everything. You know, there's also a very nice referral. You can slap for them, be like, yo, bring this guy, I'll give you 1K. If he pays 3K, you get 1K out of it. And they can obviously circulate, launder the money between each other. You don't give a fuck, but you just get the point that I'm trying to tell you. Most importantly, the bottom line of all of this is that you need to start producing and creating content. Okay. So producing and creating content. I know I have such nice handwriting. That's because I'm an engineer. What is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, did I just give something? Oh yeah, this is also another Perplexity output if you want. Go ahead and use it. This is something I use, but it's quite basic. I think this one is like kind of tip of the iceberg, if you may. But yeah, that's it. I think this pretty much wraps up this video. And this is how you should do it. Next video I'm going to be talking about is about how you can get creators, right? So this is going to be for my operator fellas. It's going to be me, who's been working a lot in the muds, just kind of checking out what Claude, what these AIs, what these LLMs are able and capable of doing, and how we can get clients using them. So I'm going to show you kind of everything you need as well in the next video. But for now, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this with I don't know, no, I was gonna say your girlfriend, but you don't have any. Pretty sure we're all locked in. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. There's a link down below if you need help with any of this. We help you basically. We guarantee you 100 grand a month within 90 days or 120 days. If not, you get your money back, and it's pretty simple. We're very confident. I'm very confident. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, peace the fuck out. Bye bye, guys.